My video for December the 24th, 2018, video number 2946, is entitled Jesus, Christmas, Turkey, and India. I'm recording this the morning that I will give the first of two talks. I have on two talks instead of. The first of two talks on the subject at local groups. Of course, anyone who studies the Christmas story in depth will realize that Jesus was not born on Christmas at all. Scholars say he was most likely born in September, if indeed he actually existed. Yes, some say the entire story is fabricated. Of course, Turkey is where one would find the 7 churches named in the book of Revelation. There are records that do show that he traveled to India not once, but twice. The missing years between the ages of 12 and 30 was only his first trip. His second trip was after he faked death and alleged resurrection, or after his faked death and alleged resurrection. These records indicate that he lived to be 80 or even 110, depending on source. It is also interesting to note that the tomb of Mary, his mother, is in modern Pakistan. Even the sleeping prophet, Edgar Cayce, had 9 readings where Jesus' sojourn into India was mentioned. There's a lot of our history that has been altered. Of course, those who do not take time to do a little research will never know the real story about Jesus or much of anything else. After all, the cabal alters historic accounts to deceive us all. We have been lied to on purpose. Yes, I actually created that title a couple of months ago. When I was asked to speak at the Metaphysician Circle and also at the Yoga Shakti mission. And I'm giving the talk tonight, or actually, yes, tonight when I'm recording this. I'm giving the talk tonight at the Metaphysician Circle, and next month, the early part of next month, I will be giving the same talk or a talk on the same subject at Yoga Shakti. And I am not like a lot of people. Since I was young, I have been one who investigates and looks outside the box and reads things that I'm not supposed to read. And I have not been trapped into the fake belief that I'm the only one that's right, or my group is the only one that's right, put it in a different way. We collectively identify ourselves with groups. Well, I only identify myself as being a human being, whatever that is. I'm not even sure I know what that is anymore, because it has nothing to do with religion or race or anything else. It doesn't even have to do with Earth. It has to do with a bigger picture of what reality is. But that's another subject, of course, and I've delved into it a little bit in various of my videos. But I came across information as I was researching this from a man named Edward T. Martin, who wrote the book King of Travelers, Jesus' Lost Years in India, which was made into a movie. So we need to know something about this guy. Who is Edward Martin? Edward Martin was a fundamentalist Christian, as I was. And he had different things that he experienced, and he actually was on the Peace Corps and stationed in Afghanistan. And he came across many things that challenged his belief system. Now, belief systems, as I keep saying, have lies in the middle of them. All of them. All of them. Because salvation is a personal thing. Truth is something that we each have to determine for ourselves. And the most important truth is, who am I? Who am I? Jesus, I do believe, actually existed. I don't know that everything we've been told about him is true. For example, the Christian churches don't talk about the missing years of Jesus. There's only one slight mention in one verse in all of the King James version of the Bible, even mentioned that he grew in wisdom and stature with God and men. That's it. That's all it says. And it doesn't say anything after his consecration at age 12, or his, what do they call it in Judaism? I forgot the word. But in any case, the bar mitzvah, which is at age 12, and then he disappears for 18 years. He's gone. And no mention in the Bible. No mention at all. But there are all sorts of records in India of his first appearance there during those 18 years. But then, ironically, there are also records of Isu and Mother Mary. Even Mother Mary's tomb is in what we today call Pakistan, which of course used to be India. And Edgar Cayce wrote that Jesus was in India. And this man, Edward Martin, in the Peace Corps, came across a bunch of people and a bunch of books that he was referred to that indicates a completely different story of this man we call Jesus. Was he the Son of God? Well, yes. But so are you. So am I. We all are. Because in the beginning, all it was God, the Creator. And I'm not talking about the fake God that was jealous and insecure. I'm talking about the God that I hope is still love, and whose fruits are gentleness and truth and kindness and forgiveness and meekness and all of those things, all of those qualities. But I've had to stand alone so many times. I've lived a very lonely life, especially here in my latter years, where I have friends that it's just hard to even keep friends. It's very ironic, because most people are so brainwashed, and when you challenge the status quo, as I do, you become persona non grata, a person without thanks, because people don't like their boat shaken. They don't like the ground that they stand on to experience contradictions. And yet contradictions mark the entirety of human civilization. Religions contradict each other. Politics is a total contradiction, where the leaders lie all the time. We live on a planet of deception. And I, for one, would like to see the cabal actually taken out and humanity actually told the truth and redeemed. Thank you, folks, for listening, and namaste.